Hello and welcome to the presentation about the needs assessment for the Dick Eardley Senior Center. The members of this group are Jessica Bayless, Alexandra Land, Kristen Mistretti, Katie Mitchell, Michelle O'Quinn, Peter Simon, Natalie Vogel, and Bailey Walters. The Dick Eardley Center is located at 690 Robbins Road in Boise. Founded in 1979, the mission is to improve the health and well-being of older adults in our community. The Senior Center is open for all seniors and offers scholarships to those 62 and above, so that anyone who is interested in participating has the opportunity to do so. Our group's mission was to develop a survey tool to conduct a needs assessment, conduct and analyze the results of the needs assessment, and then make recommendations to the program director based on our results of the needs assessment. Before our group could develop a survey tool, we needed to conduct a windshield survey. A windshield survey is composed of 8 parts: the community core, physical environment, education, safety and transportation, health and social services, communication, recreation, and economics. Currently managed by the City of Boise, the center's purpose is to help older members of our community be informed, inspired, and empowered. The center is warm and welcoming. Features include a billiards room, a cafeteria, a craft store filled with projects created by the seniors, fitness room, library, puzzle tables, thrift store, activity rooms for cards, art classes, and videos. The center offers many educational programs, including an AARP driver safety class, an Alzheimer's education series, blood pressure clinics, legal counsel, living well with diabetes, technology one-on-one, and day tours. There are also special series that are hosted by outside sources, such as virtual museum tour and a virtual lecture series hosted by different universities. Personal transportation is the most common method in and out of the senior center. However, Medicaid-covered services are also available to those who qualify. There's also a public bus, Lyft and Uber, emergency service, and life alert services are available if absolutely necessary. There are a plethora of health and social services within a 2-mile radius of the Dick Eardley Senior Center, including the St. Luke's Hospitals and Clinics, the Boise VA and Women's Clinic, private clinics, in-home health care and hospice, pharmacies, Idaho Elks Hearing and Balance Center, physical therapy and rehab offered through the YMCA, victim centers, counseling, the WCA, Family and Community Services, the Ronald McDonald House, the Idaho Coalition Against Sexual and Domestic Violence, NAMI, AA, and NA meetings are all services that are offered near the Senior Center. For communication, there's the Boise VA and Center for Recreation, the USPS offices, the Facebook page of the center, the website of the center, and a paper and emailed newsletter that come out monthly. For recreation, there's the Fort Boise Arts Center, the Fort Boise Park, the Military Reserve, the Rose Garden, the Greenbelt, and the North End Historic District, which are all within walking distance or a very short drive away. For economics, there are 8 banks within a 15-block radius, 4 grocery stores within a 20-block radius, and the median home value in Boise is currently $310,000. Our group also needed to complete a literature review before we were able to develop a survey tool. In a review of 8 senior centers, we found that the majority of these programs offered at these various senior centers fell into 9 categories. We reviewed the La Jolla Senior Center in La Jolla, California, the Center at the Park in Meridian, Idaho, Senior Connection in Haley, Idaho, the Pocatello Senior Center in Pocatello, Idaho, the Caldwell Senior Center in Caldwell, Idaho, the Kenwood in Cincinnati, Ohio, Idaho Falls Senior Center in Idaho Falls, as well as the Dick Eardley Senior Center in Boise. Once we reviewed the programs, they did fall into these 9 categories: enriching classes, exercise programs, financial information, games and activities, health programs, meals and nutrition programs, skills development, social connections, and technological help. Here's an example of a newsletter that comes out monthly from the Dick Eardley Senior Center. This was from February of 2020, and these classes that we just spoke about were all offered. There were enriching classes, exercise programs, financial information, games and activities, health programs, meals and nutrition programs, skills development, social connection, and technological help. So there's a vast variety for any of your interests that you may have to participate within the center.
You can see the center had a variety of enriching classes and also some help with technology. One of the things that we thought was particularly cool were the virtual field trips. They actually had a room dedicated with a very large screen where they would go and have someone with an iPad at a remote location, and they would screen share, and so it was like a virtual field trip for the participants. The center has a variety of exercise programs, and some of the students were able to attend the Fit and Fall Proof class. It was legitimately a sweat session, so it was a very intense exercise program, and as the name implies, the intention is to help seniors maintain their balance and prevent falls. We also spent a lot of time in the lunchroom. Daily lunches are something that the seniors really look forward to, and so did we. We met seniors who came on specific days depending on what the menu was for the day. Some really liked the liver and onions, as I recall. But it was just really a great social opportunity for the seniors, and we really enjoyed being able to interact and hear their stories and learn more about who they were, what they had done earlier in their lives, and what brought them to the center. The center also offers a variety of financially driven educational classes and just some very practical ways to help them. For instance, with the tax preparation, they were getting geared up to do that right before they had to shut the center down due to COVID-19. We were told that seniors would be there waiting at the door when they open. There would be a line forming for people to come and get help preparing their taxes. So that was a very useful service, and it was sad that that wasn't able to happen this year because of the effects of the stay-at-home order. While there were many health programs offered, and they were no doubt appreciated and utilized, we had several people, usually people we met at lunch, who told us that they liked the blood pressure clinics. The real deal are the games and activities, and specifically the bridge and the pinochle. Those groups were serious about their card games, and in fact, whenever you would go have lunch, there was a table set up just for the card players. They were served first so that they were not late to their games when they started. And it was fun to go and interact, and when I say interact, really observe, because we were not about to get in their way of playing their card games. But that was something that a lot of the seniors really look forward to, and they cherish their time going and playing cards with one another every week. Lots of the social activities offered were just as fun and cool as they sound. So obviously there's a disco dance that was held periodically, and they were getting geared up for a senior prom. There are seniors from a local high school who come every year around prom time, and they throw a prom with the seniors, and they have a mix of music that the participants would have listened to probably at their senior proms, and then also current music, and so they would invite them to go and dance, and they really loved that and had a great time. Everyone enjoyed that from what we heard. There was also something called a gold mine, which I got to attend. That was something that was done during lunch, and there's even a little newsletter for that. And so it really was celebrations, milestones, whether it be birthdays, wedding anniversaries, grandkids, accomplishments, things like that they just wanted to share. And there was also some humor always interjected in there. They really look forward to the stories and celebrating all those milestones together during the gold mine. When we designed our needs assessment survey tool, we set out to do a very broad assessment. Our goal was to find out broadly which areas the participants felt like the senior center needed to improve upon, such as health programs, exercise programs, etc. And then our goal was to drill down on that with interviews. So had everyone said exercise programs, we were going to have interviews and say, what about the exercise programs? Is there not enough variety? Are they not offered on enough days of the week? Give us some feedback so we can give some specific recommendations to the center. We passed these out at lunch. The senior center was so supportive. They passed them out at the front desk. And we had a little box that we designed where the seniors would just stick those in the box and we would collect them at the end of the week. What we found after we did the survey was that what they really wanted was not reflected on the survey tool. We really got a lot more information in the interview, which we will go over in our presentation.
In the population findings, there was 68 surveys that were received. These were self-reported. There was also 12 casual interviews that we conducted. For these, we attended activities such as the Fit and Fall class. We attended lunch just to sit and talk with some of the participants of the senior center and see what they thought. Out of these respondents, 55 were females, 12 males, 1 unspecified, and the ages ranged from 50 to over 90. The results of the surveys that were collected came into 2 categories. So the first one was the utilization of the classes. We found that the most utilized classes were the exercise programs. Those included Fit and Fall, it included some dance classes, just stuff like that. The second was games and activities. Those ones, Pinnacle is a big one there at the senior center that was highly attended. And then also social connections was the third most used. So exercise programs, we had 37 responses. Activities and games, we had 33. And social connections, we had 33. The least utilized classes were the skills development, the financial information, and the technology classes. Second set of survey results we got were classes that participants wanted to be implemented or improved. So the top choices for implementation or improvement were enriching classes. That one we had 11 responses. The exercise programs had 12 responses, and the health programs had 11. The lowest choices for change were the classes regarding financial information, meals and nutrition courses, educational classes, and then also games and activities. The seniors thought that they didn't need additional classes or anything changed with those activities. All right, interview results. So these are times when we just would sit with the participants of the senior center and just talk to them about what they kind of thought, get some ideas and information from them. So an interesting thing was despite not having transportation on our initial needs survey, it actually came up pretty heavily with the interview results. The cohort before us focused on transportation, so we did not want to put that into our needs survey, but quickly found out that 50% of the people that were interviewed identified a need for improved transportation. So a lot of this was that people wanted additional programs offered, or they wanted to take additional classes but didn't realize that these classes were actually already available. They were just offered on different days. And because of that, they weren't able to get to the senior center to take the courses and the classes that they wanted because they didn't have the transportation to get there. So that was pretty interesting that we found that most of them still wanted the transportation issue improved. 16.6% said they wanted additional dancing activities, and 8.3% said they wanted classes within the realm of balance improvement, day trips, art classes, grief and support groups. That's kind of just a catch-all for all the other interview results that we found there. The summary of our results concluded 2 different things. So we got different information from the needs survey compared to the interviews. The exercise programs was stated to be the most utilized, but also the most recommended for improvement. This could be because most of the participants expressed using those. So those results might be a bit skewed. Games and activities were ranked in the highest utilized, but also the lowest recommended for improvement, stating that the seniors thought their games and activities they were doing what they wanted to. The health programs ranked lowest for the utilized and the highest response for rate of improvement. This could have been due to people didn't know that some of the things were happening. One person mentioned a blood pressure clinic, and they have blood pressure clinics. It was just on a different day than they came. And then also the interview results revealed that 50% of responses wanted transportation improvement. The limitations put on this project, so the first one was the participant availability. We met at the Senior Center on a Friday of each week during the spring 2020 semester. We could have possibly gotten more data if we would have been there on different days, seen different people. The participants of the Senior Center did tend to all come on specific days. Some people were there on Tuesdays for certain classes, some on Fridays. So we did tend to see the same people each week, talk to the same kind of group of people. So being there on different days could have given us different results, although the surveys were distributed throughout the week. The comprehensive interview follow-up, the participants of the needs survey were unable to be followed up on due to us keeping it anonymous. We didn't want to ask for names, any identifying factors. That way the seniors felt comfortable answering honestly. So we weren't able to follow up on any of the surveys that we took. And then also, like everybody else, COVID-19 stay-at-home orders deeply impacted the Senior Center as it closed its doors to participants on March 16th. It still is not open, so we're not sure when participants will be able to come back, but that did impact some of our findings. And this cool little picture here is actually a whole bunch of the participants of the Senior Center. They did a little postcard to send out to everybody, and we thought it was really special. That's the directors there with the "We Miss You" and just pictures of some of the people that attend the Senior Center. Our final recommendation to the Senior Center would be to further investigate the need for improvement of the exercise classes to maintain the current course of games and activities. There was very little critique placed on the games and activities section, thus suggesting that the Senior Center is actually doing a very good job giving the participants what they want regarding the games and activities that they are providing. They should investigate the potential of improving health promotion classes, critique the implementation of the financial education courses. So with this, there was a big lack of popularity and lack of recommendation for improvement. So it just might be worth considering the overall purpose of this program being offered and how people are using it. Then also continue efforts in improving the transportation services that are offered to the participants. Again, this was noted in both the fall 2019 and the spring 2020 assessment as a need for the Senior Center. We did this year actually identify that there are grants offered by both St. Luke's and St. Alphonsus that the Senior Center would be able to apply for to get money to help them with the transportation, improve their transportation to and from the Senior Center. Unfortunately, we're not able to help them with the grant applications due to our limitations with the COVID-19. But overall, we found that honestly, the seniors are very, very pleased with how the Senior Center is run, the classes that are there, the staff that is there. They, in general, had just nothing but good things to say about their experience there, and it was almost kind of hard to find classes to change and things to improve because they were just so happy with how it's already working. So good job to everybody there at the Senior Center, and thank you for having us.